Hi there. If you work in the offshore, marine or high-hazard sectors like SEVESO III or COMAH sites, you've probably heard that firefighting foam regulations are changing. And if you're feeling a bit confused, don't worry, you're not alone. That's why we've put together this simple guide to help you understand what's happening and what it means for your site. Oil Technics firefighting products has been manufacturing firefighting foams for over 30 years. We specialize in protecting high-hazard environments, places where safety is critical and performance really matters, like ships, offshore installations, tank farms, refineries, and SEVESO III sites. When it comes to the new foam regs, the question we're asked most often is, can I still use C6AFFF foam? The short answer is yes. In the UK and EU, you can still use C6 foams as long as they meet current limits for trace contaminants like PFAS, and PFAS. These are called unintentional trace contaminants, or UTCs. Our C6 foams at Oil Technics have been tested and proven to meet these limits. If you're using our foams, you're operating in a compliant fashion and there's no need to make any change at present. Now you might be wondering, so when do I need to switch to fluorine-free foam? For most high-risk sectors like offshore oil platforms or large fuel storage sites, you've got 10 years before switching becomes mandatory. Both the UK's HSE draft proposal and the EU's published regulations put forward a 10-year transition period for offshore installations, SEVESO III sites and naval vessels, with 5 years for civilian ships. That's because fluorine-free foams, at least right now, often don't perform as well as C6 foams, especially in tough conditions like cold weather, high winds, or when using seawater. So unless you have to switch now, we recommend holding off. The foam industry is developing new fluorine-free and alternative options all the time, and better choices are on the way. Unlike C6 foams, fluorine-free foams aren't always compatible with each other. Once you have chosen a particular fluorine-free foam, you may not be able to top it up with a different one. That can be a problem, particularly for shipping using a variety of ports, as the chosen foam may not be available. Some other industrial sectors have shorter transition periods. For example, fire extinguishers will need to use fluorine-free foams 12 months after the EU new regulations come into force. The UK proposal would allow 6 months before C6 extinguishers are removed from sale and 5 years before they should no longer be in use. Civil aviation and civil airports need to change by the 10th of October 2029 in the EU, with a proposed 5-year transition in the UK. Foams used for testing and training will change by the 10th of April 2026, as will the foams used by municipal fire brigades, except when responding to SEVESO III sites, where the 10-year transition period applies. New and existing civil marine vessels will have a 5-year transition period, but naval vessels have 10 years to change. For further information, just pick up one of our brochures. They have all the information you need. Another question that crops up is, what happens if I switch too early? If you switch too quickly, you could run into problems like poorer foam performance and longer extinguishment times, additional storage needs such as larger tanks, compatibility issues with your current proportioning and delivery systems, and the potential requirement to change equipment or shut down while changes are made. Aside from additional costs, these can lead to significant operational and safety issues. So transitioning to fluorine-free is not as simple as swapping one foam for another. The transition takes planning. Don't worry, we're here to help you every step of the way. If your sector has a transition period longer than 3 years, it's usually best to wait until you're required to switch, or until better performing fluorine-free foams become available. Let's talk about offshore and marine environments. Right now, we're not aware of a fluorine-free foam that performs well under extreme conditions, like high winds, proportioning using seawater rather than potable water, or at temperatures as low as -18 degrees Celsius. That's why we continue to recommend our C6AFFF foams, which have been proven to work reliably in these harsh and demanding conditions, and which meet the UK and EU regulatory requirements for PFAS and other UTCs. Focusing on the marine sector for a moment, the International Maritime Organization has just issued new regulations banning the use of foams which contain PFAS. If your foam was bought before 2015, there's a chance it might be a C8 foam, or if your foam was bought after this date, it might be contaminated with C8 residues. If you're unsure, it's best to test it. We offer top assay testing to check for C8 residues. If residual C8 is present, we can help with a complete tank cleaning protocol to safely remove it and new foam to replace it. So let's have a quick recap. For offshore installations, naval vessels, and SEVESO III or COMAH sites, if you're using C6 foam and it's compliant, you're okay. There's no need to change yet. Oil Technics offer a range of fully compliant C6 foams. If you're offshore, a naval vessel or a SEVESO III site, you have a 10-year transition period starting 18 months after the new regulations enter into force. Switching to a fluorine-free foam too quickly could compromise safety, operations, and be a poor commercial decision. Get your foam tested if you think it might be contaminated. We can also offer a tank cleaning protocol to remove C8 residues from foam storage tanks. We've been manufacturing foam for over 30 years and are globally recognized for the breadth and depth of our expertise. Talk to us. We're here to help. For more information about our products, including our firefighting foams, just get in touch with us on 015613611515 or email info@firefightingfoam.com. If you need to know which foam is most suited to your site or would like to know more about the new regulations, our technical team are available to answer your questions. Just email technical@firefightingfoam.com. Thanks for watching. We know the regulations can be tricky, but with the right information, you can make smarter, safer choices.